Are we ready?
I'm
I'm
ready.
ready. So, welcome everybody to another Monday.
Hey, hey.
It's the Sacred Feminine Within,
Yeah.
and I have my lovely co-host Nancy,
Yes.
with me today. And for those watching on playback, just a little reminder too for people
Mm-hmm.
coming in as well that I will be on the road next Sunday, starting Sunday. So there will not be a Divine Feminine on Monday. However, I promised Nancy that I would do lives every night. So I may even pick a card from my Goddess Oracle deck and still say here for Divine Feminine. Here's a message for today. So
I made her promise.
yes, I will every single night. So, and we have the lovely Selena here, Essence of the Moon. And oh, Selena, those teas you got from the little festival that you and
Mm.
Star met at, those teas sound delicious, especially the one that's got a little bit of chocolate in it. It had
Ooh,
fruit and
yum.
chocolate. I was like, ooh. So, meow. Oh my goodness, he's here already.
Oh my goodness.
And Winds of Reflection. Hello. I love the new faces. Welcome, welcome. Um, Now, Winds, do you have a name that you would like for us to go by, or do you just prefer Winds of Reflection? That is fine. Um, no worries there. She goes, just got done from work. How is everyone doing? I'm doing good. Got some new paint today to take on the road. And Selena says, oops. See, this is,
Resonate.
there we go.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Rob Meat. Yes. I have his
Is
name right
she,
there on the list.
are you in Chicago?
Who? Oh,
Winds of Reflection, Revenite. I think, I don't know. I think, yes, you've been here before. Yeah, yeah. I
yeah.
was just, yes, I thought you were in Chicago. Yes, because we talked about how I lived there when I was a little girl.
And that's where
Many, many years ago.
my grandma met my grandpa too. And she grew up. And hey girl, hey. Allison's joined us. Hello, hello, my dear. So yeah, Allison, really quick. I don't know what your weather was like, but the last 2 days just absolutely beautiful. 60 yesterday, 62. Today we've got some clouds moving for rain tomorrow, but we had a high of 66, 67. Absolutely gorgeous. And we also have the luscious Lexi Milner start joining us. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see. In
Revenite, I just subbed to you. Everybody go to her channel and sub real quick, okay? She has 22 subscribers and we want that to grow.
and Selena has that in chat. Thank you,
Yes, she
Selena.
does.
She is on the ball. My
Oh, here
goodness.
comes Lexi. She's sauntering in.
Sondering in. Yep, Miss Luscious herself. And
Yes.
let's see. Oh, what's up, Selena? All righty. So today we are talking about Flora. And I forgot to mention to Nancy backstage, I have a lovely little personal story of Flora of my own. Beautiful weather here today. And oh, look at the lilacs.
Oh,
Oh,
I wish we had smell-o-vision.
yes. Oh, and she wore shorts to work today. Well, that must you must enjoy
Ooh.
that. So did you want to go ahead and share your little
It's whatever you want, Heather.
go right ahead.
Which, okay. Well, I have two things about Flora. The first is this card. Here's one of the decks that I have, and this is what it says: Flora, flourishing one, was the Roman goddess of flowers, garden, and spring. She is the embodiment of all nature. Her name has come to represent all plant life. She is especially a goddess of flowers, including the flower of youth. Her festival of unrestrained pleasure, the Floralia, was celebrated at the end of April and the beginning of May. This festival was probably the origin of the maypole dance and the gathering of bouquets of flowers, symbolizing the bringing of spring and new life into the world. She gives charm to youth, aroma to wine, sweetness to honey, and fragrance to blossoms. That's a
Ooh,
lot.
that's beautiful.
Flora teaches us to honor growing things both inside and outside us. We love that.
Hi, Miss Tarot D.
She is a reminder to pay attention to pleasure, to the beauty of spring, and to new life wherever it is found. And I love that.
I
I just
love
love it.
that. Yes. I told Nancy you have to share that. And Carolina has joined us. That is Aquarius Tarot Adventures.
Oh my
And
goodness.
the
Miss
Florida,
Tara D has got the most wonderful, wonderful video out of how to make Florida water.
you just took the words right out of my
And
mouth.
you
That's
all need
exactly.
to go over there and watch it, because the thing that I loved about that video, excuse me, Heather, but I've got to say this. I
Go
felt
for
like
it,
I
girl.
was sitting across the kitchen table from her. I
Hmm.
felt like she was talking just to me. She was teaching me just how to do it. And it was so special that I watched it twice. And I've got it in my, like a little playlist where I can watch it over and
Hmm.
over and over again because I absolutely love it. So,
I can't wait to make mine when I get to the new
yes,
place.
yes. I have just about everything.
Hmm.
I do need to get more citrus because I don't have enough. But I have the big container and I need to get the 90% alcohol because mine is all gone.
See, now I've
But
never seen any green alcohol around here. So I don't know, Miss Tarot D, if you added a dye to that or if just one of your stores in the area carries the green alcohol. But I was like,
I've
ooh,
seen
pretty
green
color.
alcohol at Walmart.
Oh, really? I'll
Uh-huh.
have to check it out
I
then
mean,
once
I
it
don't
gets
know if
settled.
all Walmarts have it, but I thought, oh my goodness,
Thank you, Selena. Bada
why
boom,
is it
bada
green?
bing.
Oh,
Yes.
she is awesome.
I was going to say, in perfect segue, Floria,
Yeah.
Flora, if you want to learn how to make a beautiful Florida water, and there we go.
Oh, I
And
have to show Miss Tara D this. My lilacs. Aren't they beautiful? I
I
was
hope to
so
get a whiff
excited
of them
that they
soon.
didn't get we had a freeze yesterday morning and I was so thankful that they didn't.
Mm.
Now, the next thing that Heather wanted me to read, this is out of a book that I have, The Goddess 365. And there's a
Oh,
different goddess for each.
you're going to make me blush. Well, we
Oh,
hope
oh
so.
my goodness. Yes, that's what we're trying to do
Let know
here.
you're feeling the love.
um, this is for April 28th, but I figure, it's springtime, so this applies to me for any day during springtime. And it says the themes of Flora are beauty, sexuality, love, spring, and fertility. The symbols are all flowers. About Flora, Roman prostitutes considered Flora their own goddess, protecting all acts of beauty, especially heartfelt lovemaking. She is also a spring goddess from whom we get the word flora, meaning blossom or plants. Symbolically, this flowering pertains to the human spirit too, one that can appreciate beauty in the body without necessarily making it into a sex object. Um, Now, this says to do today, but I'm saying we could do this anytime in springtime. Wearing bright colors on the days of spring is customary, as is decorating everything with a plethora of flowers, each of which has Flora's presence within. If flowers prove difficult to obtain or too costly, think floral aromas instead. Pull out a blossoming air freshener, light floral incense, or wear floral perfume. Flora is as much a part of the scent as she is the petals, conveying love and passion on each breeze. Another traditional activity for this day is erotic dancing. Okay, this is where Miss Tara G comes in.
There,
If
again,
you have someone,
right out of my mouth, though.
yeah, you go, girl.
Take those
um,
tatas.
if you have someone special in your life, tantalize them a bit with slow, sexy movements. Let Flora's passion fill both of you to overflowing and then let nature take its course. Finally, make yourself a Flora charm that incites the interest of those from whom you seek it. Take 3 flower petals and tuck them in your clothing, keeping an image of your partner in mind, and say, 1 for interest, 2 for Flora's desire, 3 to light passion's fire. And that's
Ooh.
so.
So we've had Moira join us and also artsy girl Marilyn. And she said, my Nana loved lilacs. And
Oh,
Marilyn, my house that I grew up in, we had multiple lilac trees. And I would just keep my window open during, the spring and summer. And that scent would just come right into the house, into my bedroom. So
when I
yes,
was a
yes,
little
yes.
when I was a little girl, we would go down to Augusta, Georgia, and visit my mother's relatives there, my relatives, and my grandmother had lilac bushes on the side of her yard, and I would go
Mhm.
out with my dolls and play under the lilac bushes because it seemed like whenever we were there, they were blooming. And those are such happy memories. So I associate a lot with lilacs.
And Moira, perfect segue. Because and she says here, artists are great at appreciating beauty in the body, usually without turning it into a sex object. And in art history, yes, many have been turned into a sex object. But however, I love this is perfect timing because there are some famous paintings. Botticelli painted the Primavera, and the main figure in his painting of the Primavera is Flora herself. There is also a first century fresco from and Mr. Odin, I'm going to try to do this right here, do the Italian right, the Villa di Ariana in Stabai, depicting, Flora. Now, for me, I saw a video. The video is listed in the description. I was listening to while I was taking my bath because I got inspired before today's show. I decided to use my Dr. Teal's rose essential oil foaming bath.
Mm.
On top of it, I used my peony, um, excuse me, excuse me, scented body wash, and then for my shampoo, I have uh, from Herbal Essence the rose hip, and so I was just all full of the flowers for today, and one of the things that I wanted to really share too about Flora. So let me just take down Moira. So there have been famous paintings. I'm see. I did have them here. Um, but now they took it away from me. Um, Classical tradition. Okay, here we go. In painting, Titian did a painting of Flora in 1515. Now this one here is just really beautiful. I don't think I'm going to be able to. So this is Titian, one of the great masters. So that's 1515. That's Flora, depicted there. And of course, that's the face that we all know and love from Botticelli, from the Primavera. Um, let's see, there was Bartolomeo Veneto from 1520. And so there's the sexuality coming through. There's the beautiful crown of flowers. Um, of course, Francesco Melzi, 1520, an absolute. I'm assuming that this individual, this artist, studied under Leonardo da Vinci, because you can just see in the face very similar. It's probably one of his students. Um, and let's see, and there's a whole bunch of others. So if you go to Rembrandt, also did. So there's been lots of representations of Flora by great masters over the years. And one of the stories, a couple of stories I want to share, but really quick here. I suppose I should really catch up with chat first because we have plenty of time. So, oh, Janet, here we go first. Janet is here. Hello. I picked lemon tree buds and put them in my hen's nesting boxes.
I love that.
Ooh, nice. And Allison shared, truth be told, lilac are my favorite flower. When I get married next
Mine
time,
too.
I'll get married in May so that I can have oh, I love that, Allison.
Mm.
Michigan has
Beautiful, beautiful.
lilacs in May. And Rochester has a lilac fair or festival every year because they have so many up there that they turn it into a festival. So love the fragrance too. Neat loves the scent as well. So let me just get let's see. What's this? I feel like Uncle Fester and Anna's family was in love with Flora and Fauna, the twins. Oh, I
Oh.
can't remember that, but I think so. Um, and Flora is such a beautiful name. I need a new cat. Okay, bye, Miss Taro D. Mwah. Love you. Thank you for stopping in. And of course, Garnet is here saying hello to his darling Nancy. And Heather Blooming. Hello.
I have another lilac story I'd like to share. May I?
Go ahead.
When I lived in southern Florida, I was going home from work. It was a Friday, it was Easter weekend, and there was a florist that was unloading lilac branches for them to put in arrangements. And I stopped and I filled my car with lilac blossoms and took them to my mother. And we had lilacs all over the house. We had them in every room and in the bathroom and out on the in the
Mm.
Florida room and everything. And oh my gosh, it smelled so good. And my mother was so happy. Okay,
Set will
I'm
do that
done. I'm
too.
done with lilacs. I won't tell more stories.
And Mr. Sandy Block is here. Hello, Mr. Block. Welcome, welcome. And really quick, Moira, Lilac Wine by Nina
Mm,
Simone. Oh, I'll have to check that out.
me too.
Ooh. So I have a couple. So now the one in description will give you the full. I thought it was just written so lovely, but I just want to share the little. So in the description, the story of Flora has her being a nymph who was admired and by the gods, and wherever she walked, flowers would bloom, and she loved the plants and the animals and the northern wind. Is it the northern wind or was it the western wind? Zephyrus. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't remember. It was western or northern winds. I think it was the western winds. Just fell in love with her. Just the joy, the pureness, seeing her making everything grow and everywhere she
Mm.
went, flowers and her joy and her love and her delight, you know, in the of being in nature. And he wanted to get her attention, and so he started blowing his wind. And for a while, she didn't quite notice, but after a while, she started noticing wherever she went, this wind kept coming up behind her, and she was playing or she was acknowledging a group of flowers that was blossoming by her feet, and he made it so that one of his winds tilted one of the flowers as to make a bow before her,
Mm.
and she absolutely was just delighted by it. And so they became, connected, intertwined, and the story goes on. But I just wanted to share that part. I thought it was so beautiful.
It
And
is.
I loved that part when it told about him, the wind, Zephyrus, making the
Mm.
flower bend to her. Because before I left Arizona, I was part of a goddess circle. And their festival, we did it wasn't for Beltane, but it was for Astara. And they needed someone to play the goddess Flora for the ritual. And I decided to do it. I said, I'd be happy to do it. And I really didn't know what I was going to do. And so I remember I had some flowers or something on, my a dress or a skirt. I can't remember what, but there was some young kids. There was a young girl, in the circle, watching. And I'm telling this story and trying to memorize this little story that I had or poem in my head. And I had mentioned, and I grow flowers that I love to give. And I spun around and pulled one of them, out of my hair. I think it was off something out of my hair that I had, or one of the bouquets by the altar where we were. And I spun around and I knelt down in front of her and gave her the flower. And this little girl's eyes just went, and so for me, that is something that has always stayed with me. being able to bring that kind of joy and wonder and happiness to her face, because I was, giving her, it was just, I absolutely love that. So when we needed to do another goddess for spring, I was like, I got to share my Flora story. So
That's
um,
beautiful.
I absolutely
That
loved it.
little girl.
Hmm. So, and too with Flora, May 20, no, was it April 28th to May 3rd is usually when they did the celebrations. And so she's also connected in some ways to the Beltane holiday of the Celtic
Mm.
Wheel of the Year, because May 1st is Beltane and their celebrations, which is also the flowers. It's a fertility
Mm.
major Sabbath for the Celtic pagan Wiccan that celebrate that. And of course, it's the maypole and dancing the maypole, the pole representing the male phallus and going into Mother Earth to impregnate, to bring harvest and bounty, and everyone dancing underneath it with the ribbons. So, and I got to do that too at a circle a couple times, and that was so much fun. Let me see. Alexis, I'm in sync with Nancy. Okay, I must have missed something. Oh, Nancy, psychic. I've had lilacs on my mind. Okay. And Lauren Hunsinger is here. Hello, Lauren. And so's Bobby. Hey, Bobby Boo, what's up? Um, and Garnet says, Nancy says, thinks what I've been thinking, or I say something just as Nancy says something. Okay, yep, she can do that. Like with today, remember talking about the Florida water rating with Miss Taro D, and then Miss Taro D's little dance.
Remember when we used to have maypoles at school? Did you?
I can't remember.
Well, I'm older, so maybe
Thanks, Allison.
maybe they. Did you just smile about me being older?
Oh no, Allison.
It's a fact.
No, Allison said the maypole story that I shared was a lovely memory, and I was just thanking her.
Yeah, but I can remember when they would have maypoles and they would have all these ribbons coming
They
down and
maybe
everybody and
I
we
just
would
can't
go
remember.
around and kind of weave them together. I mean, it's
Hmm.
really cool. As a child, it was fun.
And Lexi said, I ran for May Queen in elementary school. And I
Well,
bet you
my
won or
goodness.
came close. I saw those pictures you shared on your page back in the day, rocking the 80s. I saw some of that 80s. I saw some of
All
them
right.
90s, Lexi. I was like,
Yeah.
I remember that. And hello, Irene is here. Iron Fire Horse. That's Irene. So how good to see you, Irene. And let's see, Nancy. My son got a Waldorf education, so we did it every May 1st, both years of kindergarten all the way through 8th grade. So the maypole
So I'm
dances.
not the only one that remembers that. That's good because it was fun, and it was beautiful and all the
The only thing is, though, the little kids didn't know what the pole represented.
Oh no, they didn't.
That was for the
We
adults.
just knew it was fun.
Oh, Irene, I know what you're talking about, Irene. We had the things, and I remember seeing some of those at the playgrounds where you run around and they spin. Yeah, I remember those,
Mhm.
but they didn't have ribbons or flowers in some of those. I remember that. And let's see, what did Lexi say? The maypole was fun. It
Yeah.
did. Oh, and Celine says, I sure didn't. Oh, no, you didn't get to. Aw. Actually, it was so much fun when we did it before, when I was in Buffalo and we were part of the open circles. Um, and they would erect one, and sometimes we would be like, oh, it's tipping, and we all have the ribbons. And of course, you're not going to be able to stay, in sync, because there's tall people, short people, so we would be laughing, trying to see who could make it to the very end before they lost the ribbon or they fell over and had to get up and walk out.
Yeah.
So it was a good time. Good time.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that's it
That
for
was
the
fun.
celebration of Flora. So again, to celebrate Flora, make sure to check out Miss Terodi's video on how to make Florida water. Wonderful video. And I was so happy to see Easter lilies starting to show up in the stores. I love the smell of Easter lilies and
Oh
hyacinth.
yes.
And so those
Mm.
are my favorite scents. And Ravit said she didn't get to do that because she grew up in India.
Mm.
But Ravit, did you have a Sorry about that. Beep beep. Ravit, did you have any celebrations though that were just as beautiful to celebrate the spring? Because I know there's a lot of different holidays in India that are celebrated. I remember, I know I see lots of flowers in some of them. Beautiful, beautiful flowers. So kind of invoke her energy, her
Yeah.
archetypal energy through that as well. And so Bobby's saying hello again to everybody. And Selena put the link again for the Florida water. Scotland tossing the capel tree. I don't know what a capel tree is. I'll have to look that up, Garnet.
Mm-hmm.
And Allison said the daffodils are in bloom here in Michigan. But those are
Everything's
the only,
blooming
well,
here. I mean,
mm-hmm.
everything. The dogwoods are blooming. All of the flowering pears, the red buds, the lilacs.
Hey, Gerald. No, I didn't. It's just up on my head. It's still very, very
Hey,
long.
Gerald.
It was getting very, very warm. So, hello, Stashman. How are you? I hope you guys are having this beautiful weather in Ohio too. It's just absolutely gorgeous.
Yes.
And Moira says our tulips have just popped up, not blooming yet.
Mm.
Um, so I think we are all caught up. Oh, Irene said I used to love the maples, but they got rid of them too dangerous. Sometimes, if you're not careful, running each other, smacking. But
Oh
you know
yeah,
what? Sometimes that was what was,
yeah.
was fun about it. You'd be like, yeah, back in the.
Actually, spring has come too early here because we've had
Hmm.
hard freezes in early May.
Hmm.
So, you know, but it's gorgeous.
Let's see. Let me get caught up again. It's very nice. Oh, enjoy, enjoy. I know I did. And one more from Garnet, giant log. They throw balance. Oh, I think I remember seeing those at the Ren fairs a couple of times when we would go to you know, well we called it Kilt Fest, but it was the Scottish, weekend at the Ren fairs, and the guys would grab the poles and they would throw them and toss them. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Wait a minute. Whoa, you had an earthquake. Pink full moon last night, earthquake today. Oh,
Ooh.
San Diego, really?
Oh
Oh,
dear.
okay. Lots of healing energy and to that area and to help Mother Earth relax, to calm. I mean, we do so
Mhm.
much to her.
Yeah.
Um, and let's see. Oh, people still sharing.
I think a
And
lot of people, a lot of psychics have um, predicted earthquakes, you know,
mhm.
recently. I mean,
And Ravi says, I grew up in the city, so I don't remember much about a lot of traditional stuff like folk dance called bang. Is it called, pronouncing it right, bangra? Bright colored attires and traditional food. Um, I had a homemade Indian dinner once from a woman, and an Indian woman, and it's so different than when you go to get some of the fast food. It's just tastes so much better, and
mhm.
just oh, it was
I love
delicious.
Indian food.
And we just had Miss Marzipan Moments join us. This is Marissa. Hello, Marissa. Just about to go to sleep. Thank you so much, my dear. I'm not sure where you are. I can't remember. I don't know if you're in Germany like Hannah is,
I
but
think
thank
she
you
said
for.
she's in Sweden
Oh, she's in
in the chat.
Sweden. Okay, Bobby just asked, "Are you in England?" And we'll see where you are. And Peace Mama is here. Oh, there we go. Sweden.
Right.
Nice. So for today, Nancy and I put together a question. So if anybody would like a reading, this is the question. This was based on that beautiful little Susan Sidan Boulay art card, goddess card that Nancy shared about making sure that we grow, beauty outside of us, around us, but to make sure that we also grow that within ourselves. And so that is going to be the question. So if anybody would like a reading based on this, please let me know. What can we grow within ourselves with Flora's help? So if anybody would like a reading, please let us know. Um, Me, I can't stay. Can I know, Bobby, I just saw that your notification dropped, so have a good show. Um, and Mama Sushi is here. Hello, Amanda. Love to you and little baby Sushi, little Aurora. I hope she's well. Um, and let's see, Moira already. Now I can't. So
I think
you.
Bobby wanted to go first because he has to
Oh,
leave. He
does
wanted a
Bobby need a?
reading.
Oh, I see what you mean, Bobby. Okay.
Yeah.
So I got to write down, Nancy. You can go ahead and start. I have to, because what they did to StreamYard is that if you're on the free plan, they make you put something called share your referral, which blocks some of my chat. So if it takes me a while to get through chat, that's because I got the stupid thing down here now. And they also took away my ability to star questions or comments or names. So I have to grab a pen here and start writing everybody's name. And I will do my very best not to miss anyone. But StreamYard's really trying to get people to buy their subscriptions, and this is not the way to do it, in my opinion. Doing this to their free users. Okay, let's take this off here. Put that there. So we have Bobby, we have Moira, and let's see. Inner Knowing has joined us. Hello, hello. Um, so Ravneet, of course, my dear. Peace, Mama. Okay, so I'm going to have to start shuffling out. Now we'll do my best to catch any others. Oh, chat really is jumping. We're talking about past
Mhm.
lives. Okay, so, all righty. So, for Bobby, what can we grow within ourselves?
Okay, I'm ready for Bobby. The cards that I got kind of tell a story, Bobby, about you. The first one, now, what can we grow within ourselves? Um, the first card that came out for you, Bobby, is self-discovery. Dive deep. So, and all of the cards to me support this. The second card is be still. And if you see the dragonflies all around uh, this person who I'm saying is you, um, dive deep and be still. Do inner reflection, inner work. Two cards came out at the same time. What is your honest truth? And overthinking spoils the magic. But what I love for you is I am going to take risks. And this says, I know that my dreams are bigger than my fears. And, in a
Mm.
way, I think, setting up uh, your place that you do your readings and everything. I wouldn't say that it was exactly a risk, but I mean, you really had to step out and embrace that in order for it to happen. And I think that all of these cards together are showing that you're moving in a very powerful direction. And this spring, I would imagine that if you look to what's growing inside of you, that it's something very, very special that you can share with everyone here on your channel and people that you come in contact with. And that's what I got for you, Bobby.
All righty, nice. And really quick, Selena, thank you for all the links and everything today. You're fab. Or as Jack would say, you grand girl, you grand.
God.
So, Bobby, Flora wants you to embrace your inner Queen of Swords, picking up that sword and getting down to business. From the Fyodor book, I love it says here, she is clear and an acute communicator, a perceptive judge of character, and a quick thinker. So for me, the positivity positives of this card is what she's reminding you to nourish within yourself. And we already know that that's in there, that you already have this, but this is a reminder to really bring out. And if you look at it, you know, that saying, resting bitch face, there you go. And that's kind of, to me, if that would be an expression, you know, to go with hers or saying, to me, that's what I would think. So she is a warrior queen. So this is about, again, I love it. Like what Nancy said, keeping calm, keeping clear, making sure your clarity is in place, and knowing what it is that you want as you're moving forward, and that you articulate that and not be afraid to communicate that. Um, she's balanced by maturity and sensitivity um, of her position, and is a very receptive judge of character. So, embracing that. Your other two, um, overall energy, this feeling of Five of Pentacles, this feeling of isolation, being left out, or sense of lack. There's this fear of security, stability, with home, with finances, and even maybe within our own health. Because I believe, for me, the coins of Pentacles also represent, you know, Earth. It's our health, and so even though there's this feeling um, of fear, you can still go through that door. That door can still be opened, and just making sure that you give yourself that grace and knowing that things will get better as you embrace that inner Queen of Swords. Your top card is the Four of Swords. So taking time to rest, again, like Nancy said, rest, meditate, um, go sit by a tree if need be, but nurturing your clarity, keeping what you want, clarity, insight, dream with clarity, communicate with clarity, um, making sure that, not making sure, yeah, but making sure that you are connected to your dreams and you recollect them as best as possible. For that's how a lot of communication comes through. Um, and I love too how the sword is over her heart. So speaking and resting your heart and what you want to um, share with others that comes from your heart, but being very also guarded in many ways, not just
Mm.
willy nilly sharing. It's holding those special things that you want to share about yourself, communicating with others. But I love how this card is still about, again, the resting, the meditation, the dreaming, and your tiles. Walk away. This is time for moving forward, leaving those old emotions, those cups, um, those insincerities just popped into my head, those insincerities behind. You are moving forward, you are forging ahead, you are in search of your own holy grail. You are the only one that can find that. You are on that quest for them. And your other tile was the Page of Cups. And that Page of Cups is all about new creativity, inspiration, possibly a message. This could be maybe a guide, because I know that pages can be messengers. So there's a message coming through of embracing your creativity, um, you know, embrace that curiosity, that inspiration that comes to you, and the rest you just leave behind and walk away. And that's what I have for you, Bobby. Have a good show.
Oh, that was awesome.
My cards. All righty. So, did I miss anything in chat? I've been trying to keep a card. Nope. Oh, I like that resting bitch face. That just came to mind. I mean, you know, I couldn't help it. I was like, well, I'm just gonna say it. So, alrighty. Okay, so wait a minute. What deck? Now, which was she referring to? Gorgeous deep dive deep card. What deck are you using first? Chrome Girl.
Is she talking to me? What
Marilyn, are
deck
you
am I
asking
using?
Nancy?
Um, I think if you're talking to me, the first deck that I used in Bobby's reading was the Goddess Love Oracle. That's a rock pool deck.
Okay. And we are on to Moira.
Okay.
And Moira says, bitches got to rest. See, I for a long time, I don't like that word because I've just heard so many women use that in a nasty term to others. And so for me, it's like, I get it, like where my bitches at, and stuff like that. But for me, it's kind of like I have to, be okay with certain women if, for them to, it's just one of those heatherisms.
When I was office manager at the resort, I was termed Queen of the Bitches, but it was an endearing term. And my boss, when he was down in the Caribbean, he wanted to get me this T-shirt that said "bitch" on it or something about bitch.
Oh
And
my
his wife
goodness.
said, "You absolutely are not going to take that home to Nancy. She's so sweet."
I will have
He
to
said,
admit
"I
one of my
tried,
favorite.
Nancy. I really tried."
I will admit one of my favorite songs from the '90s, from my '20s, was "Bitch" by Meredith Brooks. That is a great song.
I'm ready for Moira. Are you? Do you want to?
No, go right ahead.
Oh, okay. The first card. Let's see here. Let me get these together here. Okay. The first card for you, Moira, is go into nature, and this is a beautiful time to do that. But going along with it is this card that I love, Sanctuary, connect to your inner strength. And look at this, there's a bunny rabbit. And you have such a strong inner strength within you, and you need to acknowledge that and embrace it. The next card for you is find your sacred flow. And this has a lot to do with your spirituality and embracing what you know to be true and and living it and finding comfort and strength in it. The final card that I have for you, I know that pure joy is the result of being in alignment with my soul. I am true to myself. And this is so important. And I think this goes with finding your sacred flow. I am true to myself. Because if we can't be true to ourselves, we can't really be true to anyone. So I love that for you, Moira. I think it's very powerful. Remember to spend time in nature to ground yourself and to connect to that inner strength that you have. And that's what I have for you.
So, Moira, I'm going to do a little bit of a read here. You got to the Page of Swords. So, what I did it with this one deck, I separated the court cards, and then I have all the others together. So, I get it. I learn the courts better, and then I get more tuned to. I know who this court card is. So, this is going to be this energy addressing for you. So, I got the Page of Swords on this one here, and I love how different authors write different things. And he goes, with all swords, the struggle is a mental one. Is often a struggle between reason and emotion. And this makes sense with one of your tiles that I also got for you. The shield is there to protect from the world's blows, the assaults upon our mental clarity, our intellectual growth. Similarly, the page is polishing the blade. It too is not quite ready to use yet. So this is kind of like polishing your thoughts, polishing your words, how you're going to want to communicate and speak what it is that is on your mind. It says it must be tempered, cleaned, and sharpened, just like their own skills. So for what can Flora help us nourish or grow within us. That ability to hold back, study, temper our thoughts, temper our words, um, especially with pages being of youth like energy. Sometimes, especially being with swords, what we say being too not necessarily too blunt, but kind of being mean in a way. I'm not saying you're mean, but we got to watch how sometimes. And this is also another something just jumped in is someone did a video this past week about I think it was Rob and Toadstool Tarot was talking about miscommunication through text. You're losing context. You don't hear the person's voice. And so when we communicate, especially nowadays through emails or through text messages, when we're not seeing each other, we're not hearing our voices and understanding the tone or clarity of what we are saying, we have to be very careful with that. So um, that's where I'm going to go with that one. Leave that one aside. So your overall energy, you also got the Four of Swords, taking time to rest, recuperate, meditate on what you want to say, being clear with what you want to dream into reality. These are just whatever comes. I'm just letting them come these days. So that's what I'm getting, Moira. And your top card is the Two of Wands. So looks like you are currently planning something. Um, Things are in the works. Again, you have that the world at your feet. Um, yeah, you're in works for something great moving forward. It's about taking that initial energy of that one, and you're starting to manifest it. You're starting to work towards bringing that to light. And this goes great with your last two tiles. So the Nine of Wands, like with the 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 Page of Swords, excuse me, kind of holding back, watching what we say in within, the the sword being there, your shield being there to help you. It's there at the ready for whenever you need it. So the overall energy with the Nine of Wands is that there's been things that have been going on that are you're holding on to. Um, Things that you have been I'm waiting for a clear message. I mean, I'm looking at this and it's just like the guy's banged up, so there's something to do with um recent past. And when I lay down the tiles, it's on the Four of Swords. So this is going to be a time for you to rest. There was something that you've recently been through that what made you feel battle worn, battle tired, but you still know that you have that sword and shield in your hands at your side at all times. And the top though is to go with the Two of Wands. I got the Three of Pentacles. So now that you're moving past that energy, it is like a new burst of energy coming in the spring, working on bringing out, growing, leaving what is no longer, stagnant, starting to heal. That battle weary now with the Four of Swords, it's time to heal, it's time to sleep, it's time to dream. And that Two of Wands with working with collaboration with others, bring something new. So that's what I have. Sorry if these are too long, but I just, these tiles bring out so much with these cards. I absolutely love these tiles. So that's what I have for you, Moira. Um, let's see. Did I miss any other requests or anything? Just got so let me know, Miss Nancy. All righty. So yes, Nancy, first deck, she said. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that was.
Okay.
Mhm.
And Moira says, I love the Four of Swords. Rest always sounds great. Beautiful deck. I love the tiles. Yeah, me too. So up next is Ravneet. Are you ready for her?
I am.
All righty.
It's interesting the cards that I got for you, Ravneet. I'm just trying to figure out. Um, the first card that came out for you is a repeat card, and it says, "I know that pure joy is the result of being in alignment with my soul. I am true to myself." I think I did shuffle, and this card came out for you. Um, and the next card is to be kind to yourself, to always be kind to yourself. Um, And one of the ways that you can be kind to yourself is accepting exactly who you are, loving yourself completely, even the things that you aren't particularly happy about, perhaps with your body, loving that, loving all of you, every part of you. The cards that I think are powerful for you is this card. It has a lion on it, and it says fierce serenity. Now, when you think of serenity, you usually think of just, like the word serene is that you just kind of go along and are not troubled or bothered by outside influences. But the next card that I got for you from the Goddess Love Oracle is a card of protection. And I want you to look at this. It says the goddess has your back. Now, I don't know if there is a goddess that you work with, or if there is a goddess that wants to work with you. And you might explore that. But what I saw in the background is this grizzly bear. Now, there is gentleness in the woman nursing her baby, and what I see here is that you are a nurturer. You nurture others, and you need to nurture yourself. We already, you know. But I looked up what the meaning of a grizzly bear is, and this is what it says. I'm going to hold the card up and I'm going to read it. It says, "Stay grounded no matter what. It's time to bring your dreams and plans to fruition. It's important to trust your instincts. Enough hiding. It's time to come out and meet the world. Don't just wait for something to happen. Take action now." And that is what I have this book. It's a pocket guide to spirit animals. And that's what it says about the grizzly bear. And that's what I have for you.
Okay. So I've been shuffling cards too, and certain things keep coming out. Everyone's going to get a kick out of this one here. So, Rodney, she says, beautiful. Rest is so important. And yep, she keeps saying beautiful. So, Rodney, what I have for you, out of your core card for you for what can we grow within ourselves, you also got the Page of Swords. Page of Swords came out again. And so what I wanted to look at the book because I wanted to focus on a different segment. I was pulled to turn the page and look at the other side. And it says here, what stood out to me is that, okay, pages are full of youthful energy and vigor that can sometimes make them act rashly and without thought. Running around with a sword and without direction is especially hazardous um, to work with. So take time to become familiar with their weapon and learning respect for it and studying how to use it accurately, intelligently, and thoughtfully. So again, watching our thoughts, watching what we say, and this makes a whole lot of sense because your next card is the Hermit. So this is the time, like with the Four Swords, the Hermit is about going in self-reflection, taking time to introspect, going in and possibly getting to know your weapon better. And when I say weapon, it's not to harm necessarily to harm or hurt anybody, but the weapon of our words. How can we protect ourselves? How can we protect others? Again, watching what we communicate. And for me too, swords have to do with for me. I connect them with military as well, and any type of police force. So I don't know any of that resonates with you, but again, just really taking time to polish your thoughts and watching what you say. And the perfect way to do that is to go and do an introspection and get to know, especially if there's these thoughts or other people's thoughts that have been sent to you. How can we take that and learn how to grow and heal within ourselves? Your overall energy is the Eight of Wands, so it feels like you are working on something. Nose basically nose to the grind. You're working on a skill. You're working on creating monetary skill work, security, stability. But this is someone of an artist who is working on honing their craft, honing their skill. And now with this is where it gets interesting. With your tiles, I pulled out the Hermit. So this is a very strong message. This is a time of self-reflection, going within, making sure you are sitting in meditation with yourself, really starting to, I don't know if it's if you like to journal, if you just like to do random writing, poetry, but going in and just really sitting within meditation and self-reflecting on what is going on with your on and with your life. This reflection too and introspection could be what is also guiding you on this Eight of Pentacles. What is you may be like, well, what do I want to work on? What skills do I want to hone? What assets of mine? What attributes do I want to work on and get better skilled at? By going into this introspection, I feel this is going to be your answer. This is what's going to help you grow within. And now this tile here, it first came out, and I'm like, oh, not another quart. I asked the universe, I put it back into my bag. I shut my bag, reached back in, jumbled things around. I pulled out the tile and it came out again. So we have another court card for you. So this is the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands, again, is also a messenger. It's about grabbing onto that motivation, something new. You have an idea. Again, working and honing on something. I feel like there is an idea that you have. And so that's time to get motivated, grab onto that energy, get inspired with it, and see how far you can take that. And that's what I have for you, my dear. I hope that resonated with you. I couldn't believe I put that in. I jiggled it around and I pulled the same one out.
Powerful, you
Like,
get.
okay, okay, universe. I did it.
I love
did
it.
So, and Selena had to go. Bye, Selena. Thank you for being here, my dear. Already go her schoolwork. So, conversation. She goes, it's a beautiful card. By and let's see, Ravit said, if I can bring this up here, I think it's a lot of inner talk that I've been working on. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So just polishing your thought, minding your thoughts, being clear with your, and working on that inner growth with the spring, asking Flora to help you, bring that, blossom that. Or if you have a Hindu or Indian deity that works also with the springtime that can help you with that. That would be another, possibility. So let me get that down out of there. Very grounded. I like that. Me too. I got a lot of that to work on as well. And Peace Mama said, I think it's a constant battle. Grounding and protecting our energy is important. I can relate. Yeah, we have to these days.
Yeah, we have to be diligent with that. We really do. I try and ground myself as soon as I put my feet on the floor in the morning. If I don't, I'm all over the place.
So Inner Knowing said, great words of wisdom, ladies, and thank you. And Ravit said, I resonated with this. Thank you, Heather and Nancy, and you're welcome, my dear.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
And our last read is Peace Mama.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you see me all here with my court cards. Are we going to get another one of those?
Let's see here.
Ooh. This is a fun part doing reads going, ooh, well, how interesting.
Peace Mama, the first card that came out for you, and it absolutely flew out, is I know that my future self will thank me for the hard work. I am doing the work. So, when I think of the work, like when I look at this and I see the images on this and the little spiral there at the very top, I don't know if you can see that. I am thinking about your spiritual work. because the next card is, I love this because it says, I am doing the work. And then the next card says, overrate your intuition. Now, I've never heard it put that way before. Overrate your intuition.
That's
I think,
different.
yeah, I think intuition is so important for you to trust your intuition, because I believe that your inner intuition that you feel, that gut feeling, can be several things. It can be your guides and angels and ancestors giving you messages. It can also be your inner child and your higher self that is talking to you. So be very, very careful in ex, ex, accepting your intuition. Trust it. It's very important that you do this. Um, and in doing that, follow the cycles that you see in nature. The moon cycles, the ebb and flow. I mean, like when you go to the beach, or a lake, and you see the tide going in and out, and being drawn by the moon. I think that cycles are just so important for us to pay attention to them, because um, the different cycles speak to us on a soul level, I believe. We may not be aware of it, but it affects our moods. It affects the way we look at things, and we need to pay attention to that. And the final card I love for you, it kind of reminds me of Ellen of the Ways. It is wildness and freedom. Let go and be. And look at that moon, and how she's got her eyes closed and she's embracing the little fawn. Um, let go and be. Um, it sounds simple, but it's not. I mean, we're so busy with all of this stuff, the monkey mind and all of that, to just let the ebb and flow of life. Just embrace it and make it your own. That's what I have for you, Peace Mama.
All righty. Yeah, that did look like Ellen of the Trotter, Ellen of the Ways. It's
Didn't it?
beautiful.
I love her.
So, Peace Mama, I have some lovely cards. And I'm going to start with your tiles first, because this is for me, a part of a past energy moving into something very positive. So the Nine of Wands came up again, and that's the battle weary, the battle worn, still holding on, still standing. Just been someone who's been through a lot, feeling kind of battered, bruised, whether physically or, sometimes spiritually, emotionally, mentally, whatever um, the area, they're still holding on to that one. Very, to me, this is the card of resilience, the tile of resilience, or the card of resilience. And the tile following that is the Six of Wands. So whatever this was, it was well fought, was well won, and now you are top the horse, and you are victorious, and you're moving forward and ahead with life and with new things. And what I see here is really lovely. Your um, card for growing within ourselves with Flora's help. I got this beautiful Queen of Cups, and in this card, she is, he portrayed her literally as pregnant with life, with ideas, with creativity. She's the empathic mother, the nurturer. She's emotionally intuitive and very sensitive. And like Nancy said, she, mentioning the word the flow, she is part of the flow, brimming with emotions. And, the cups also representing our feminine intuition, our creativity, and embracing that. I absolutely love this. So she said, making sure that what can we grow with Flora's help? Our compassion for ourselves, our empathy for ourselves, our
Mhm.
creative selves, our intuitive selves. Feel those emotions, embrace them, nurture them, embrace who you are. And your two other cards I got, the overall energy, the Lover's card. So again, with Flora, this is perfect. It's a time of fertility, for growth. But what I love here too is that I'm looking at this possibly also being not just an intimate relationship with a partner, but with others, including yourself. There's a beautiful joining, a bonding, a hand fasting, bringing, both sides of ourselves together, our masculine and feminine, but also embracing, um, again, who we are, and allowing those in our circle to be a part of that love and that compassion and that nurturing. um, I feel like that is what is being nurtured, or was hard fought, and hard won. But really coming to terms with who you are, with what you've been through, and what you have had to deal with. And I don't know, what's going on in Peace Mama's life. This is just what's coming. And the top card I have with this beautiful union, is the Four of Wands, that beautiful celebration of home, of family, of self, building new foundations. So lots of wands, couple wands, yeah, lots of wands here too, about, motivation, creativity, inspired. I just love that. Piece of Mama. It's a beautiful, beautiful reading, beautiful cards. And, really for all of us as a collective too, um, to, make sure that we remember to love ourselves and give ourselves a hug, especially when things get hard, and just know that we're strong, we're resilient, and we'll get through all this together.
Yes.
So, all righty.
Love that.
So let me put my tiles. Let's see. Inner knowing says you should paint, create that lover's card. I do mine. Some of my little paintings on my cards, I do sometimes have that feel of that energy, but I would. I don't think at this time, at least, I would be good as a tarot creator with the way I do my art. And let's see. And Peace Mama said, "Oh my God, you hit the nail on the head, Nancy. I tend to minimize my intuition. Again, Queen of Cups, yes. In fact, I actually put that in this chat. Confirmation. Thank you. Love it, love it." And she also said, let go and be. Thank you, Nancy.
Mm.
And Inner Knowing said, did you do Peace Mama? And we just did Peace Mama, Inner Knowing. That was Peace Mama's reading. So we are at 7:07, so we're at a good time to end the show. But thank you, everybody who was here, who are watching on playback.
This
We
has been
appreciate.
fun. I have really enjoyed it.
Me too. And there will not be one, as far as I know, next week because Heather will be on the road. But I will see if maybe I can nab Nancy, and maybe her and I can pull a card for y'all, or just pop in and say hi, as I'll be
Yeah.
on the road. Whoo! So
Road trip.
road trip. So
I love it.
regularly scheduled. Will probably take about a week or so until we get settled in Oregon. But in the meantime, popping in here and there, and to say hello. And Nancy, what you got coming up this week?
Well, I have the Sisterhood of Seasons on the 20th when you were traveling, Heather. And I did want to mention to everyone that's in the chat, Heather will be traveling starting April 20th.
Yep, Easter.
And it will
Easter morning.
take several days. I don't know how long it will take, but let's all be sure and hold space for her
Oh,
as
thank
she
you, Nancy.
can travel, because it's a big deal driving across the country, and
Mm-hmm.
so we want to lift her up and surround her with love and ask her angels and guides and ancestors to protect her as she travels, and for them to have a wonderful time getting there.
And I'm excited because I get to go through some states I've never been to before.
Ah,
So I'm very, very excited for that.
yeah.
And Sonia, I'm safe travels. Thank you. Were you lurking, Sonia? I'm sorry if I missed you saying hello
Yeah,
earlier.
I didn't see her, but I could have.
And Allison said, "Great live, ladies. Thank you." For me, I will. No, okay. So we're supposed to be doing a Jackie and I are supposed to be back tomorrow at 2 for the Night of Pentacles.
Okay.
However, I may not be able to do the show. Um, I am going to try to get together with my college professor, my art mama, tomorrow before we leave. I have
I
not
love
really,
that.
I mean, I saw her briefly in 2011, but her and I have not really seen each other, sat down. We're going to get a coffee if we can, since I graduated in 98. So we've been talking on the phone, but I really haven't seen her or spent quality time with her in over almost what, 20 some years. So hopefully, I'll be able to see her. I'm actually expecting a call at 8 o'clock from her tonight. So um,
That's
de-
exciting.
depending on when she wants me to meet, I have a feeling we probably won't, but I won't cancel that show until I know for certain a little bit later, and I'll let Jackie know. So, um, but Friday, I might do a pop up a couple times during the week in between when they come and get, some things. Because Shan's former boss is bringing his buddies, some of his friends to come take all the heavy stuff and the things we can't take and do donations for us. They've been helping us for the past couple of days. So we're truly blessed. We're very grateful for that. So if I have time to pop in here and there, I'll do that. And then Friday, um, Allison and I are going to try and do for our last Friday night. She may host it. We're not sure yet. Not quite sure when the internet's going to be shut off, but her and I'll, be in touch during the week.
I'm
So
excited for her launching her channel. I can't wait.
yes,
Well,
I'm
I
very
have to
excited.
wait, but I want it to
Yes,
hurry up.
we'll have to have a channel. Was it channel launch celebration for
Yes.
her?
Yes.
And let's see, what did she say? Yes, and be positive and have fun, enjoy the journey. And I'm going to actually try to see if I can, pull off to the side at some point. And we're hoping that maybe we can get together and see each other for the first time in person, her and I. So we're trying to, maybe work that out as well. And Irene said, it is. I've driven across Canada a few times. Always seem to have the angels with me. Thankfully safe. Thank you. And yes, I know Archangel Michael. He's always around me.
Oh yeah.
Um, and let's see. Wow, I'm so blown away how they're spot on. Okay, Pink Moon. I drew Scratch, Goddess of the Mind, too. Awesome. I mean, Scratch. I wonder if you mean I have a hard time pronouncing her name. I have to practice, but I think I know what goddess you're talking about. Yeah, I call her my art mom. She got a big kick out of that when I talked to her on the phone. And Peace of Mama said, "Oh, Heather, Nancy, and Heather, the dynamic duo." And let's see. Inner Knowing says, Nancy, would you be comfortable in leading the collective in prayer for Heather's new? Oh, you already did that. Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Okay, I'm getting caught up here, everyone. Yes, and
I didn't see that. I just
oh,
yeah, I just
stop
there
it,
we go.
stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now that's a name.
yes. So,
Heather's so good at pronunciations and I am lame.
well, I think it's respectful to the gods and the goddesses to be able to learn and how to pronounce their names
Mhm.
properly. So I try to find different examples and do my very best to honor them.
Mhm.
So I think that's very
That's a
important
beautiful way to look at it. I love that, Heather.
and safe travels. Thank you, my dear. So everybody have a great rest of your night. Have a great week, and we will see you on the
When we
flip
see
side.
you. Bye
Bye.
bye, everybody.